This series was funded by great viewers just like you over on Patreon. Check out the description or end of the video to hear how you can take part in making the show even more amazing. Hey everyone, Gaijin Goomba here, and welcome to another episode of Witch Ninja, a series that looks at media's most popular shinobi to see which are good and which are bad. And this month, we wanted to look back on retro gaming's most popular shinobi, so characters like Joe Musashi from Sega Genesis or Ryu Hayabusa from NES. But you know, there's a brand new contender for the title of Best Retro Shinobi right now, and I think he might just win it.
We asked our patrons to vote on their favorite preferred retro gaming ninja, with Ryu Hayabusa representing Nintendo and Joe Musashi representing Sega. But funny enough, the majority of patrons voted on a newcomer to the realm of retro-style gaming ninja, a hybrid of both NES and Genesis, The Messenger, released back in late August.
But that's fair, right? I mean, a bunch of people are already calling it their indie game of the year, and I can understand that hype. Good writing, great gameplay, but in this game world of underage liches and bench-pressing ogre bros, is our titular hero an accurate ninja by history standards? Well, let's find out.
Okay, but we gotta start with the most obvious thing here. He blue! And as we always say, real ninja wear blue! For those of you new to the show, we say that because when contrasted against a starry night sky, a dark navy blue ninja is gonna have an easier time not being spotted than a ninja in black. Which is why so many real ninja wore dark blue shozoku rather than black. That and the belief that navy blue scared away snakes and other harmful pests.
Well, appearance is one thing, but we gotta look at what the Messenger actually does to define himself as a true historical ninja or not. And one of the best places to begin are the various items that he picks up in his travels, starting with the climbing claws. This gives the Messenger the ability to Spider-Man his way up any flat surface with ease, or you can really give physics the finger and dolphin jump your way up. But while you might be tempted to call BS on this ability, real-world ninja were absolutely capable of seemingly 4-point climbing up most surfaces using two very discrete tools, Shuko and Ashiko. Both Shuko and Ashiko were small bands of spikes that lined the palms of the hand and arches of the feet that basically functioned as cleats, giving the shinobi unbelievable traction when climbing.
But that's not all. Because of how discreet Shuko were, they were easily implemented as self-defense weapons against attackers, capable of maiming their assailants and blocking their bladed weapons.
The next item in your travels is the wingsuit, and while the concept of gliding around like a flying squirrel is a reality in this day and age, the same can't really be said about ninjas back in the 1600s despite the ongoing trope of ninja kites in popular media. Granted, in the Koga Ninjutsu Gokuhi, or Secret Arts of the Koga, there is a mention of one ninja, Hattori Genzo of the Akutagawa School of Ninja, who was able to rain fire from a suspended kite during a battle at Kanazawa Castle. But aside from that, there isn't much else proving that ninja kites were a regularly used thing despite their popularity in video games and TV shows.
Well, who's to say? In the town of Yokkaichi in Shiga, which is really close to Koga by the way, there's an annual festival featuring massive kites very capable of carrying an individual, so who knows? Next on the list of big item upgrades the Messenger receives is the rope dart. Well, shopkeep, I hate to break it to you, but that's exactly what this is. But to a shinobi, it's more colloquially referred to as a kaginawa. Literally meaning hook rope, the kaginawa is one of the shinobi no rokubu, or 6 tools no ninja would be without, and with good reason. The kaginawa was not only the go-to climbing tool for ninja, but there are entire sets of self-defense kaginawa no jutsus, which focus on tripping up an enemy followed up by either binding them with a rope or outright killing them with the bladed end of the hook. Kinda makes sense then why you can not only grapple walls in the Messenger, but enemies as well.
Much later in the game, the Messenger rounds out his arsenal of items with the Lightfoot Tabi, allowing him to walk over not only water, but freaking boiling lava as well. Okay, so right off the bat, there are absolutely no shoes in existence that allows anyone to run on water, let alone freaking lava. But there were two kinds of footwear ninja would use to cross not necessarily water, but more dangerous marsh and mud moats that castles would utilize. After all, a ninja could swim through water, but there ain't no swimming through mud.
These were the Mizugumo and the Mizukaki. Now, we've tried on Mizugumo before, and yeah, these things are neither portable or inconspicuous. Could a ninja use it to cross over a marsh? Sure, but good luck trying to carry the thing to and from your destination. In contrast, the Mizukaki were everything that the ninja needed. They were small, portable, and still retained the ability to spread the wearer's surface area to keep them from sinking in the mud.
All that being said though, I think there's also one other piece of real-life ninja equipment that the Messenger is referencing here, Ninja Tabi. While looking no different than any other pair of tabi for the time, Ninja Tabi were heavily cushioned with cotton to muffle their steps and keep them lighter. Ninja also had a specific technique of sneak walking known as Shinobi Ashi, or ninja feet, where ninja would walk by placing the sides of their feet down on each step and rolling their foot forward in order to muffle any sound.
And that wraps up the items, but that's only half the character. We also gotta look into the different abilities in the messenger's repertoire. Starting with the very first thing most of us pick up, the shuriken. Not much to say in this regard, except for the fact that the messenger uses a Nagare Manji shuriken specifically, which can be helpful not only as a weapon, but also a makeshift hook. But this windmill, aka Fuma shuriken business just, Okay, there is a historically recorded ninja clan known as the Fumo, or Wind Demon Clan, who did serve the Hojo clan throughout the majority of the Sengoku Jidai, or Warring States period in Japan. And while they had plenty of legends on their own, overcompensating shuriken were not one of them. And while we're on the topic, neither is double jumping. In-game, it's known as the Cloud Step, which lets our boy do a second jump after hitting something with his sword. And while it's a really cool defining mechanic within the game that I would never take out, I will never understand why so many games about ninjas always incorporate a double jump, because you sure can't do that in real life. Johnny Cast already proved that was physically impossible. Earth's atmosphere can't handle the action-reaction movement of jumping without causing a highly destructive and extremely loud shockwave, two things that are very counterproductive to sneaking.
I also think slicing projectiles mid-flight and zipping underwater like a freaking torpedo isn't all that physically possible either. But to be fair, a lot of the messenger's abilities reflects a whole lot of what historical ninja were about, specifically the prepared mind and meditation perks. The prepared mind perk states that healthy sleeping and eating habits will give you more energy to use in combat. And while that seems like a no-duh concept, you'd be surprised at how disciplined ninja were with their food consumption and sleeping habits. According to the Bansen Shukai, a compilation of Koga and Iga's knowledge and techniques from 1676, in the first Inin scroll under the 10 points to consider before the mission, point number 2 states, "You should take a nap before stealing in, as sleep is a human behavior just as day and night are part of the sky. No matter how encouraged you feel, you cannot perform anything without sleep." So, boom, first thing you gotta do is hit the hay, which ninja always did by sleeping on their left side. This protected their heart from a coup de grace should anyone attempt to kill them in their sleep.
Moving on to food, if you thought your paleo diet was rough, oh boy, be glad you weren't a ninja. Shinobi had to not only maintain a regulated weight of 130 pounds, but also had to deter from eating anything that might produce odor. That means no onion, garlic, meat, or fish. Instead, focusing on diets of millet, whole grain rice, potatoes, mushrooms, nuts, and the occasional quail egg, keeping the ninja both odor-free and lightweight. Then finally you have meditation, which, come on guys, I think everyone knows this one by now. The Kuji-in, 9 hand gestures and chants during meditation that have been statistically proven to slow heart rate and calm emotions. But the Kuji-in weren't the only hand signs of meditation for the ninja. Truth be told, there's actually countless different gestures said to bring about different effects.
Wrapping up the messenger's abilities, we got armor. And yes, ninja did, at least on occasion, wear armor. And for the messenger, there's no better one-to-one connection than the Kusari Jacket ability and the Kusari Katabira, or Kusari Jacket. A thin chain-link jacket and hood of mail armor easily fitting under the ninja's clothes. Yet despite the practicality of protection, due to its weight it was more often used for agility training than combat.
Then there's the Karuta plates, which are a bit more of a mixed bag. Proper Karuta plates, or Karutagane as they were called, were more typically worn by samurai and Ashigaru foot soldiers, as they offered cheap protection in the form of chain link and metal plates along vital areas, seemingly too bulky to make good use by a ninja. But much to my surprise, there was a variation of this armor that ninja did wear, known as Shinobi Katsu. Similar to the Karutagane in that it too was comprised of metal plates held by chainmail. Yet it was discreet enough that not only could it be folded down for easy carrying, it could be worn just underneath the shozoku, thereby retaining the ninja's camouflage. Ninja plate mail. Who knew?
And that does it for the abilities. But before we make our final judgment call, we gotta look at just 2 more things really fast. The first of which being the in-game health power-up, the Medicine Gore. Again, this might seem like another no-brainer, but various medicines, or kusuri as they were called, were absolutely invaluable to the shinobi and made up one of the 6 shinobi no rokubu. Yeah, remember that concept when we were talking about the Kaginawa grappling hook? This is another one, consisting of everything from insect repellent to pain meds to even antidotes depending on the mission. Finally, we gotta talk about that hat.
That cool hat?
That hat. Alright, so this leads up into what I consider one of the most nuanced jokes in the entire game. But truth be told, what ends up being one of the best punchlines is actually another of the Shinobi no Rokubu, the Amigasa hat. Not only does it have the convenience of being both umbrella and sunshade as everyday people use it for, it also has a vast amount of concealment space, giving ninja the ability to store things like darts and small blades. And in stereotypical fashion, it keeps the majority of the face hidden from the crowd, allowing some level of anonymity for the shinobi. All the dude needs now is a flint box, chalk, and a towel, and he'll round out all 6 of the shinobi no Dokubu. Maybe in the sequel. So my dude, how would you rank the messenger when it comes to historically accurate ninja?
I'd give it a good 8 out of 10 stars. There were some obvious tropes going on here with the Fuma Shuriken, the Cloud Step, and the Lightfoot Tabi, but all in all, the messenger nails a lot of key historical aspects of shinobi, including plenty of obscure facts we haven't even mentioned on the show before.
And it's actually pretty cool to see another retro-feeling ninja platformer hitting the scene. And you know what? The messenger isn't going to be the only one. Right now there's a Kickstarter for yet another side-scrolling shinobi adventure called Bushiden. Where the messenger beautifully recreates the feel of the NES and the Sega Genesis, Bushiden takes the style of SNES shinobi to a whole new level. Now, I've already made my donation, but if you guys want to check it out too, I got links in the description. I'm not being sponsored to say anything, but just tell them Gaijin sent you.
But thanks for watching everyone, and a huge thank you to our wonderful patrons, because it's you guys who keep this series going. And without you, I'd probably have to turn in my Zukin. So if you want to support Witch Ninja, get some cool rewards, and even breathe some new ideas into the show, be sure to check us out on Patreon.
Otherwise, if you want to keep this fact train rolling, my wife Aki and I stream every Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday at 7 p.m. US Central Time over on Twitch covering culture and gaming live, with Shinobi Sunday breaking down even more ninja games and the culture that inspires them.
But if you're hungry for more Witch Ninja, we've got plenty of other episodes breaking down shinobi from movies, anime, and yes, even gaming, alongside our other cultural analysis videos.
But until next time everyone, this is Gaijin Goomba, signing out.